is the time set aside for a public hearing to discuss and take comment with respect to the financing of the Diacon Lutheran Social Ministries project financing request through the issuance of tax-exempt revenue bonds by the Cumberland County Municipal Authority. Mr. Gilroy.
Thank you. Hubert Gilroy on behalf of Cumberland County Municipal Authority. This is the time set for public comment. From our point of view, we just want to report to the commissioners that the municipal authority approved its financing last week. Like all of the other financings, there's no pledge of any county or municipal authority revenue. The bondholders look to the assets of Diacon. Here with me today is Scott Hallbaker, who's the executive VP at Diacon, and Peter Edelman, their counsel, to answer any questions you may have, or anyone in the audience may have. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Gilroy. Does anyone have any questions? Any staff members? Anybody in the audience? Does anybody have any comments? Okay, hearing none, public hearing is closed. Thank you. I'll now call the salary board meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner DeFilippo.
Present.
Commissioner Hartzler.
Here.
Commissioner Eichelberger. Controller Wickland.
Here.
Thank you, Teresa. Is there any public comment regarding the salary board? Is there a motion to approve salary board action?
I'll make a motion to approve the salary board action.
Is there a second? Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next, approval of salary board minutes of November 20.
I'll make a motion to approve the salary board minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Abstain.
And one abstention. Motion carries. Any other business to be brought in front of the salary board?
Make a motion to adjourn.
We're adjourned. Thank you. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll call the Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner DeFilippo.
Present.
Commissioner Hartzler.
Here.
Commissioner Eichelberger.
Thank you, Teresa. Is there any public comment? Hearing none, we'll move to approval of meeting minutes of November 15th and the 20th. Is there a motion?
Second.
Any questions or comments on the minutes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Next is approval of personnel transactions. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the personal transactions.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is review and approval of resolution 2018-30 for Diacon Lutheran Social Ministries project financing request. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone's in the audience.
Merry Christmas.
Nice noise. Next, we have approval to accept a holiday tree donation by the Conservation District.
Make a motion to accept the holiday tree donation from the Conservation District.
Is there a second? Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next, we have approval of the Cumberland County Affordable Housing Trust Fund 2019 budget. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of the PA Department of Human Services, DHS recommendation. Our choice is single contract. Is there a motion for approval? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is approval of the 2019 budget. First is resolution 2018-28, adopting the 2019 budget. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the 2018, I'm sorry, the 2019 county budget.
Is there a second? Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is approval of ordinance 2018-6, setting the 2019 tax millage rate. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have approval of budget resolution 2018-29 budget adjustment. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the budget adjustment.
Is there a second? Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have approval of contracts and grants, item 12, 1 and 2. Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have approval of renewal recommendation, county's excess workers' compensation insurance policy. Is there a motion for approval?
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have approval of request to advertise for bid proposal, participation in the purchase of food for Cumberland's County State Food Purchase Program and Claremont Nursing and Rehab Center. Is there a motion?
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have approval of Claremont Nursing and Rehab Center policy signature updates, which include statement of equal employment opportunity policy, admission statement policy for Claremont, notice of non-discrimination, and Claremont Nursing and Rehab Center governing body bylaws. Is there a motion for approval?
Make a motion to approve the policy signature updates.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next, we have discussion and approval of Veterans Trust Fund grant application. Amber.
So I got this grant together, down to the wire. Basically, it's asking for the directors can ask for the Pennsylvania Veterans Trust Fund grant to form a new program here in Cumberland County for veterans outreach in our community. The program will be titled Veteran 9-Line Help on the Home Front. I don't know if you're familiar, any veteran will be familiar. A 9-line is when you call the medics. If you have a wounded individual, you do a 9-line. You're calling in for help, you're calling in for reinforcements. The idea is, and this long, drawn-out thing goes into explain, to both combat the isolation problem with our new veterans coming home while also providing services based on the needs of Cumberland County veterans that I'm seeing coming through who need assistance with temporary things like we had an double amputee, just had a second leg removed and had problems getting his groceries, had problems getting until he could get the services set up that he needed. So this is where this program would come in. We have veteran volunteers who would then contact and have them provide that service for him until his services could be set up. So the idea is it would be a monthly activity or event where the veterans are brought together. It can include those who are seeking companionship and those who want to be part of the volunteer group. During that time, we would have some form of activity that would be paid for through the grant, such as bowling, mini golf, something where it brings them together as a community, a veteran community to meet with each other for camaraderie. And then have a planning session where then the applicants would be reviewed for the month. It would be brought about as to what's feasible, what we can do, and then have it planned out and set up to who is going to provide that service. I've contacted the ROTC department at Dickinson College, and they're on board with being a part of this program with us. They think it'll be great to have their cadets exposed to this type of community outreach with the veteran community, and that will provide us with the starting manpower that we need to get the program off the ground until we can get a strong base for the veterans who want to participate as volunteers. I've also spoken with our Honor Guard as well as the VFW, and they're very encouraged. They have low numbers, low participation, Thinking of this as a way that we can link the old and the new to try to get the OIF, OEF veterans involved in veteran services. The planning stage would be January through June 1st, and then the grant would be implemented June 1st of 2019, and it would go for a 12-month calendar year,
How much would be the grant?
$20,000.
And the intent here is to primarily use it to supplement outreach.
Yes, we currently do not really have outreach,
Okay.
and we should. It's listed as one of our,
Well, other than what you do, right?
yes, other than what I do. Yeah.
And some of our, service organizations. But,
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think our chances are of securing the grant?
I compared what I wrote up in the program guidelines to some of the other grants that were submitted in previous years to our neighboring counties. I think that it probably has a good chance. There's similar programs that have different, Franklin County has a program that provides just financial and hardship money for people, and this just adds an additional aspect to it.
Amber, is this a new grant?
Yes. We've never applied for it before.
I mean, is it, let me rephrase that, is this a new grant being
No.
offered? Or has it
This
always
has been
been?
available to county directors every year for years and years.
So it's new to us.
Yes.
That's not new.
We've never applied for it.
And there's no matching, no
No.
county matching required, okay? Okay. I don't have any questions.
No, I just want to make a general comment, and that is that I hope that with this effort that we keep in mind that the vast majority of our population, including the veterans population, lives on the West Shore. So I hope that, some of this can be concentrated
Concentrated in that
in that
area.
area as well.
Okay. In the planning stages, I'm going to dive into our demographics. I also want to look into, as I put in here, marketing to the family readiness groups of our local National Guard and Reserve units. In Cumberland County, there are many, especially near the Harrisburg area, and those who have already deployed, the second they come home, they are veterans, whether they're still in or not. So that would be a good group to market to, because you're getting them involved before they even get out of the service.
Yeah.
Raises just a question, more of curiosity than anything, but what Jim said is true, that the preponderance of the population of the whole is staffed that way, but do we have a handle on what the distribution of former military population is across the county? I would imagine it may be skewed. maybe
The only
more this
numbers
way.
I've seen in any research is just county as a whole. It doesn't break it down. The only thing it breaks it down into is gender. So we can see the difference in male and female veteran population, but as far as their specific location, we don't have that. I guess I could probably take all of our veterans in the database and figure out if there's a way with IRCO to plug their.
Well, I'm not looking to create more.
Well, now you have a curiosity
It
piece.
does raise the question of who are going to be the recipients of the service and where are they
Right.
located and how do we structure
Yes.
to be most efficient with that?
Yeah, we could probably get a handle by zip code or whatever and see what.
Generally.
I mean, but those are the folks that your office currently serve. What I'm saying in terms of outreach to
Yes.
veterans that may not be aware of the service.
And that's who we're aiming towards is,
Yeah.
even just since I've started, we've had a huge increase in the OIF, OEF population, which is what we're going for. Because they're the upcoming rising population percentage-wise. So we want to continue on that route and then having them be able to get involved in a group that then provides services for the older generation, links the two. And that's kind of what I'm trying to go for with this outreach. It's almost not trickery, but how do we get them in? If they're a part of something greater than themselves, providing services for, the generation before them, they're serving a purpose, but then they're also combating veteran isolation on their own there, which is what contributes to the 22-a-day suicide rate and the substance use.
Is there any data that points to the reasoning behind the lack of participation for those that particular?
There's ideas involved. A lot of it is the hero complex, I think is what the psychologists are calling it, where they're thank you for your service, and what you're thanking them for is like
Right.
horrible things you do and more. So you can't be a hero and disabled at the same time.
How
So-
does this population, like Operation Rapid Free, differ from Desert Storm?
Well, what they think is that Desert Storm was an isolated war, just like every other war, basically. It had a start date and an end date. And this has been my entire adult life has been this war. You go, you come home, you go, you come home, you go, you come home. There's so many tools given to you to go to war. There's none for how to come home. So then once you're home, you're no longer part of that purposeful greatness that flows into your head. Now you're nothing. You know, you went from being a staff sergeant who's in charge of troops and responsible for the lives of everyone around you to not even qualified to work at Lowe's. I mean, so it's a huge, how do you fit into a society that puts you on a pedestal as a hero and now you're going to work in a warehouse pressing a button. And so it's that level of how it's still relevant.
Right.
Well, I thank you for putting the grant application together. It's in order, I'll make a motion to approve the Veterans Trust Fund grant application.
Second.
Second.
Any questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good luck.
Thank you. Next, we have approval of capital project request. First one is Children and Youth Project, where they're replacing a copier and adding an additional copier, total cost $28,936.32. Is there a motion?
I'll move forward.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, we have the nursing home fire alarm system panels and components replacement. Total project cost $175,000. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries. Next, two AC replacement chillers. Total project cost $420,000. Is there a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next project request is for roof replacement at the Reed Building. Total project cost $75,000. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have approval of recommending reappointment of Steve Spangler, Jim Stickney, and Megan Silverstrom to the Local Emergency Planning Committee for 5-year terms, effective January 1 and expiring December 31st, 2023. And approval of recommending the reappointment of me to the Local Emergency Planning Committee for a 1-year term, effective January 1 and expiring December 31st, 2019. Is there a motion?
I'll move for approval of the slate as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have approval of general disbursements, transfer authorizations, item 19A through H. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the transfer of authorizations.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'd like to report the acceptance of monthly report for the change of assessment, month of November. Also, would like to report executive session held November 29th, 10 a.m. for personnel issues. Is there any other business to come in front of the Board of Commissioners?
Commissioners, I'm
Yes.
requesting a motion that you approve the Lakely condemnation settlement.
Is there a motion?
I'll move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any Any other business to be brought in front of the board?
Commissioners, I would just like to request a short executive session so that the children in the executive session regarding library please.
Okay. We'll do that then here. Meeting, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
Try to-